Good morning. Let's have a coffee chat. Okay? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about some things. Let's talk about first, I want to address the video of my grandmother. There is no happy story. The last time I saw her, she was dying. And I went with my dad. So my dad and I went. I left the kids and the husband home. It's just me and her, and my dad. And she was mad. She was mad. She felt betrayed. She didn't want chemo. I asked her, so why won't she get chemotherapy? Because I think my dad or someone told me she's choosing not to fight this. I know she lived with one of her sons for a long time, and then she got her place in a like a nursing home, but she got her own little apartment. She loved it. She was so happy there. I really wasn't encouraged to know her. I was encouraged to visit her, but not really know her. So I have to analyze the visits. And every visit was a warning. I'm not quite sure what the other experiences of the cousins that actually lived with her. I'm pretty sure they got more information. But I remember going to a cousin camp as an adult. As adults, we would get together and we called them cousin camps. And I remember me and the female cousins talking about something I never heard of. So they were explaining to me that she purposely chose to be cremated and put in a mausoleum. I have to double check on the cremation, but she is in a mausoleum. That doesn't, yeah, I think you have to be cremated, right? She did not want to be buried with her husband. But she has 5 sons. And I think all of them voted for Trump. I think that explains a lot. So let's just start there. At one point, all of them voted for Trump. I don't know if they, I know a couple of the brothers that haven't since, not in this recent election. But I know for a fact one of them has. And that one calls the shots. They were so upset that their mother, their bratty mother, had the audacity to disrespect their father. And they moved their father to the mausoleum to be next to her. She didn't want to be anywhere near him. So, and this was about 7 years ago. We cousins said this. So when it happens, I will call the cousins and I will say, hey, it's been a long time, but didn't we all make a pact that when one particular uncle passes away, the one that was calling the shots, that we would, because we could steamroll our dads. I could steamroll mine. Hell yeah. But there was one particular uncle that could not be steamrolled by his kids. And so, yeah, we're going to unite and we're going to put Grandpa back where the hell he was. In fact, I have no problem calling his Mexican family and saying, come get him. They love their dad. But they never thought about what they were doing for him. And how they treated their mother. They treated their mother like the little girl that their father married. They treated her like she was hysterical, possibly because that is the way she came into the relationship. She was 14 years old. And her father, her husband, slip of the tongue there, her husband treated her like she was his kid. And he just wanted her for breeding. She told me very clearly, that's what I'm talking about. I for a woman that I never spent any significant amount of time with, the very little moments we had are filled to the brim with warnings. Don't marry men. Don't marry a man. She would say that straight up. Do not marry men. Don't. Travel. Be like Jessica Fletcher. This woman was obsessed with Murder, She Wrote. She wanted to be Angela Lansbury. She wanted to be the character Jessica Fletcher. Old and independent, traveling the world. But she was a smoker. And she died of cancer. I hate the word give up because that's how that was told to me. She just gave up. No, she took control. She took control because I don't think she ever had any control in her whole life. I will never allow my sons to patronize me the way they did her. In fact, my sons already are the epitome of the ultimate sons. They treat me with respect. They are in awe of me. They give me credit for things that I don't remember doing. Her name was Ernestina. And I look like her. We have an older cousin that looks almost identical to her. We have her smile. Both my grandmothers were not happy. So when I wasn't happy in my marriage, I ran. I didn't make it work. I ran. And I think my grandma's like that. I know the one that survived, that lived long enough to see me get divorced, was pretty happy. I mean, she actually smiled. She didn't smile when I told her I eloped in Vegas. But when I told her I was getting a divorce, she was, oh, mija, that's good. That's good. My mother was like, you don't have a pot to piss in. You have 4 babies. But my grandma Lucy sighed with relief. And I know my grandma Ernie had lived long enough to see me get a divorce. She would have been so proud. They never went on honeymoons. They never had a lover. They never got to experience any freedom. So I will move Grandpa because she didn't want to be buried next to him. She saved her money and made sure that she made arrangements that she would be cremated and moved to a mausoleum and never be buried next to him. And she gave me secret codes, which I call warnings. And I'm going to listen to her. And that's that. So it's not a good story. Most Mexican American women who got married in the 40s don't have wonderful romantic stories. That's just the way it is. I find it funny that my hair is doing the 1970s curl that both of my grandmas wore. I have to live my life the way I want to. I have to be happy. And if I'm not happy, you hit the road. I have to do that in their honor. It's just the way I am. Thanks to them. And I used to be so selfishly angry at them in my 30s that they were the best grandmothers. One could drive, but she'd never visit me. And I was going to be a different grandmother. I was going to be more active. I was going to be more involved. They were exhausted. I don't blame them because I'm not an idiot anymore. They were tired of the shit life they were dealt. They were tired of making the best of everything, catching moments of happiness, very fleeting moments. I know she loved helping raise a set of grandkids. She loved being a part of their lives. They made her feel young. That I know she was happy about. But it's not the path she wanted. She wanted to be Jessica Fletcher. She wanted to take her train ride. One day she said, "You and I are going to go on a train." And she never did. Maybe she was mad I didn't take her to New York. I don't know. But that wasn't... Anyway, I was in a shitty marriage. And I hope she realizes that, well, I have to believe that she sees everything now. And she sees, oh, thank God. She's spoiled. She's hysterical. She's stubborn. She doesn't let anybody patronize her. She doesn't let anybody handle her the way everybody would handle her. So, anyway. I love my grandmas, and I'm not mad at them. And I'm pretty sure I have a bunch of cousins on both sides of the family wondering, you were mad at our grandmothers? Yeah, because I had an abusive mom and I didn't know why no one was saving me. So, a lot of stuff in there. Have I taken my estrogen? Why am I so emotional?
Only God knows.
Okay.
I'm just gonna start dropping it in your mouth. Not more. I took it already. It's okay. It's okay. You can have another one. Like M&M's.
Emily,
One more won't hurt you.
you're making a beautiful breakfast. I could smell it. Oh my God, it's delicious. I can smell it. So, went outside for a brief moment. It doesn't take me long to forage, right, baby? I'm pretty fast. I filled up that bag. He doesn't know. I'm short, close to the ground. He's out there setting out chairs because he thinks I'm going to be, foraging, I guess, for an hour.
Why are you using that word foraging? You're picking up sticks from the ground.
That's foraging or mud rucking or whatever you want to call it. So I'm out there with my little bag and I'm picking up sticks and leaves and, branches that I have to cut down.
Watch you say, hey, that's mine.
I found a nice big branch. The finishing touches for the inside of my diorama, and then today I start the outside of my diorama. And Bear barely sits down. I'm not exaggerating. Like 4 minutes, he was sitting on that chair, and I said, "Okay, I'm done."
Not even 4 minutes.
Not even. I said, "I'm fast." I have filled up that bag. I have energy. I was all over the courtyard, picking up sticks and leaves and branches, and it was fun. It was fun.
Squirrel poop.
Squirrel poop and bird poop. There wasn't any pretty grass. I have some grass next outside of my portable. And I didn't pick it up because I thought, well, I'll probably find some on my property, on my courtyard, but it didn't. So I'm going to pick up those very deep, very, very pretty weeds and
You know they're gonna turn brown, right? You should buy some fake grass.
well, no, I do. See, I want to make some of the grass, the weeds that I found that were just a real pretty cluster that I know they will dry. And so that's what I want, baby. I want them hanging to dry, like dry herbs. Did you know that beavers they're complete herbivores? They do not eat fish.
Then why do you have fish hanging in there?
There were it aren't. I didn't.
Oh, you didn't
Yeah,
put them in there?
no. They eat wood chips. I'm like, what? And some moss. They eat moss. They eat a type of grass, it's almost like seaweed. What do they call it? I have to remember what it is, but they don't eat fish. They're herbivores. So I took fish out of my diorama. And in fact, one of the little beavers' breakfast bowl was filled with little wood chips. I'm having so much fun with this thing, and it's coming out so pretty. So anyway, we have a lovely Saturday, and we're babysitting our granddaughter tonight while her parents go on a date. So it's gonna be a great Saturday. The hell did you drop over there?
My phone.
Y'all have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Sorry I made y'all cry. I hope I didn't. But just thought I'd talk about it. That's the story time you'll get on my grandma. I don't want to get any more into details because some of those stories aren't mine to tell. But I just thought I would tell my story of my experience with her and what my perception was. Y'all take